Do you want to hear my best story from Perkins or my worst story from Perkins?
Both?
Both?
I want to hear the best story first, I guess.
The best story first. This is my favorite story because it's the best story.
Very
that I
excited.
have, and it's one of the only good stories I have. So, when I was working at Perkins, there was this. This was in the middle of, I want to say, December, November. There was a bunch of snow on the ground. This was the middle of a blizzard. I'm surprised my car even fucking got there. Super slow night.
Wow.
Like, I had almost no customers the whole night.
Nice.
Until this one homeless guy came in.
Oh.
And he was bleeding, for one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like he...
This is your best story.
This is my best
This is not the worst story.
This is not the worst story. So, he's bleeding. I'm pretty sure he said something about getting stabbed. I don't know.
Jesus.
But he came in. He's like, hey man, I'm just trying... He was definitely on something, because he was...
Yeah.
Yeah. He could not keep a straight topic for more than 5 seconds. It was... Yeah. But me and him were talking, and because I didn't have anything else to do, my cook was sleeping in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't Angelo. It was not.
Ah.
There's a guy named Dana. Dana's good shit too. But my cook was sleeping in the back. I had nothing else to do. I ended up buying this guy. We had a late night all-you-can-eat pancakes. So I bought him all-you-can-eat pancakes, and I made him a pot of coffee.
Nice.
And that's all I gave him. It was just coffee, pancakes, and he was... So I tell people that Matt holds my record for the most amount of pancakes eaten with the late night all-you-can-eat.
Oh, no.
Because I don't count this guy. Because he, throughout the night, ate over 12 plates.
Oh,
and
my...
each plate had 5 pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's 60 pancakes.
Let me say this as well. He stayed after I left, and he came in at 2 in the morning. My shifts were usually 10 to 6, so he was there from 2 to 6, ate 12 plates of pancakes, and
Holy
he still
fuck.
stayed, I think they said 4 hours left, and I literally told them to just keep making him pancakes if he wants more. So they did. I think. I
Wow.
think maybe my manager kicked him out when my manager was a huge piece of shit. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
It says all you can eat.
Yeah. No, but if he left and the new manager, because I know the regional manager liked me because I was working 60-hour weeks for 2 months straight.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So maybe he didn't like paying me that much, but I was probably one of their most reliable overnights for a while. But my GM sucked. But if he left, yeah, maybe I'd come back because I made good fucking money there.
Yeah.
I was getting $7.25 hourly as a server.
Yeah, it
with
really
tips
fell
on a
fell
bunch of
apart after you
overtime.
left too. Like I've been there a few more times afterwards. It's just not the same.
Oh, I have
Yeah.
a great story.
But,
We were there at 4 a.m.
Well, he wasn't done with his
Oh,
story.
you're not
Were you
done?
done with your
Yeah,
Well, I
story?
gotta-
no, I'm nowhere near done.
Okay, well you
Long
gotta.
story.
You left.
No, I'm just saying. That was just about the amount of pancakes. So this guy, he's talking to me. After he gets some pancakes, he's just like, "Hey, can I use your phone? Can I call the hospital? See if I can just get somewhere to stay the night to be out of the cold."
Huh.
Like that's all he wanted. Like he wanted to call the hospital for that. So he calls them, and the police show up. They talk to him. This still kind of makes me a little upset because they talk to him and then they leave. They don't say anything to me at all.
The fuck.
And I was like, okay, cool.
Well, yeah, they probably can't talk about it, you know.
Well, yeah, no, they could come up to me and be like, yeah, there's guys here. You should be fine. They could at least be
Yeah,
like,
but you
"We
gotta
talked to
ask.
him, it should be
Yeah,
fine."
you gotta ask him for that shit, though, because the police won't fucking tell you shit.
I don't know. I just thought it was weird that they didn't talk to the people working at the store at all.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides the point. So he calls them using the work telephone. I let him use our work telephone because He's trying to go to the hospital. I'm not going
Yeah.
to deny somebody a phone to call the hospital.
Yep.
So that happens. Then he's like, I think I'm gonna try and call my brother. I haven't talked to him in like 10 years.
What? Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, go for it, man. So he goes, he does that. And I was talking to this guy the whole time he was there, the entire part of my shift. So for a good 4 hours.
Nice.
Just talking to him. That's it. Just making general conversation, trying to keep together what he was saying to me. Every now and then I'd go. I ended up bringing my silverware over, and I was rolling my silverware. But he called his brother, talked to his brother, whatever. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the night passes, and the guy leaves. Eventually, after I leave.
Yeah.
I'm at home sleeping at this point. And then cut to like 4 months later.
Oh, boy.
And there's this dude who comes in at like 11 p.m. And he's like dressed in like a nice suit. He's got like a briefcase laptop, all this stuff. And he's just sitting there the whole night. All he has is a pot of coffee, doesn't eat anything or anything. And it gets to be like 3 or something in the morning. He's like, I gotta go catch my flight here in an hour, but I got a question for you. I'm like, okay. And he's like, would you remember like a guy a couple months ago? I think it was November, he said. So I think it was November when the homeless guy came in.
Shit.
And he starts describing this guy. And at first, I don't remember it at all. Months have passed.
Yeah.
It was like a inconsequential night to me. I didn't remember a thing about it.
Yeah.
I was like, no, might have been somebody else. And then like I walk away, and then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh wait. And then I come back out and I start talking to the guy about it, and the guy's just like talking to me about this guy, and he's like, yeah, that's my brother.
Oh.
And I'm the one he called on the phone.
Wow.
That's actually how I found him in this state. I'm from Texas, but I used the phone number that he called me with to come here.
Wow.
And I think he found his brother. His brother was somewhere in Fargo at that point.
Wow.
And I don't know if he got him in like a rehab center, but I know that he at least found his brother and talked to him in person.
Wow. Insane.
But the guy was like, yeah, that was my brother. And I just wanted to know, like, when he was talking to me, I asked him if he was okay and if he was safe, and he was like, yeah, this young guy is feeding me and giving me coffee to drink and letting me stay here.
Wow.
And yeah, and the guy was just like, yeah, I just wanted to come here and see if I'd see you, basically, and I wanted to thank you for, you know, pretty much keeping my brother alive for another day. And I was like, yeah, no problem. At this point, I'm fucking shaking, because, like, it's just the gravity of the situation
Yeah.
that I, like, expected from me paying $4 for somebody's pancakes
Yeah.
to, like, mean that much to somebody,
Yeah.
when it was, like, to me, it was nothing. It was just, like, it wasn't even an act of kindness, really. It was just, like, it's $4. Like, it was just something that was just so inconsequential that, like, just a mindless action, and then months later holds this much gravity, and now a year later still holds this much gravity in my mind.
Yeah. No, that's insane.
And I went through, like, the rest of my night literally fucking shaking, because, like, it wasn't like a feel of happiness or joy. It was just like an overwhelming just feeling. I don't know what really to name it. Well, not name it, but, like, describe it as. I don't have a word to, like, put to it. It was just overwhelming. That's the best way I can put it. And the guy ended up tipping me, like, $72 or something, and all he had was a pot of coffee. Which is...
Wow.
Yeah. That's a big fucking tip for a pot of coffee.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
But like, it's just that's my best story. That's one of my only good ones too.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Only good ones.
it's one of the only good
I
ones.
think we all have a Perkins story that we can tell. Before we
all
get
of
to your
us.
worst story, I guess.
Okay.
Because I know Matt said he has a Perkins story.
It's a great one.
I've got a pretty short Perkins
Oh,
story,
this is
but I don't
after
want to.
left, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like the aftermath of when Jim left.
Yes.
So it was like what, like 4 a.m.
It was like 3:30.
Yeah, like very
I
early.
wasn't here.
Yeah.
So it was me, Abby, and Carl. Which, not like there's gonna be anyone listening this deep into anyway. But after longboarding, we go to Perkins because we're all hungry, and we sit down, and this lady that's seems distracted is probably the best way to put it. Takes our order, or like sits us down, takes our order after however long we were waiting. Comes back after 20 minutes of us waiting and says, "Oh, I'm sorry guys, I lost your order."
Longer than 20 minutes.
Was
We were
it?
sitting there for like 45 minutes waiting.
Okay, well maybe it was because
Because we ended up being there until like 5 a.m.
yeah, it was absurdly long.
Wow.
Well, and then she leaves and comes back, and then
Okay.
no, the server was a girl, and then the cook comes out, and there's like one other party
I thought I knew.
sitting, and they also had the same server and didn't get their food because she didn't have it or something.
Wow.
And he comes out and yells, and he goes, he like talks to them, and he's like all, I don't even know how to describe him. He had like a do-rag on, but he was white, and he was all like, "I'm really pissed that I'm here."
I think,
But like,
What?
I think I know what cook and who it was that was your server.
well, don't dox him.
I won't, but I think I know who they are. They were very recent before I left.
But he comes out and he's like, "All right, you guys can have anything on the menu for free." And then he starts walking away and looks back and goes, "Within reason," and then walks back to the kitchen.
What?
It was really, really wild. And then like,
So cringy.
I know.
Just to think of, why do you have to say that? Like,
It was awful.
bro, like,
And then,
just leave it.
like, she comes back and was like, "Well, I can take down your order and it will be free." And we were just like, "No," and we fucking left.
You left.
Like after waiting
Oh,
that long,
man.
we were like, "I can't." 'Cause
Remember, it
it's
took
not
us,
gonna
like,
get to
15
us.
minutes to get our water.
Yeah, that was right. Because she never came back with our drinks and then never showed up again.
Wow.
It was awful. Love Perkins. And then they started closing after that.
Did she like leave her shift?
I don't know. Because, like, she came back and she was like, she was always, like, really tensed up and it, like,
On
felt,
something.
Yeah, definitely. It felt like she was, like, TV static. That's just what I figured was going on in her head. Sucks to be her.
That is,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's great.
Lights on and a leave.
She's coming down from a massive like Molly binge that she just had.
So,
Completely sand down.
Zero serotonin in her brain at that point.
JD, I'm
Yes.
intrigued. What's your Perkins?
Okay, so
story?
my Perkins story isn't something that really happened to me, per se, but it's something that I heard about the Perkins in Fargo.
Okay, I heard.
So there's a Perkins in Fargo. It's kind of in the rougher part of town, I suppose. But it's kind of short too, obviously, because it didn't happen to me. So I don't really have much to say about it. But they were closing down Perkins, right? And there was this person in the bathroom. They're like, "Oh, so there's this person in the bathroom, right? They're trying to close it down. And they're like, all right, well, we'll let him do his business." It's like, okay, whatever, fine. Hours pass by. The person is still in the bathroom. The person who's trying to like clean the bathroom is, and this is like a college friend that I met person that I met at college who told me this story. They are trying to clean down the bathroom, and they're like, all right, you got to get out of the bathroom pretty soon because we're trying to close it down here. Because it's been like an hour and a half at this point. Like, okay, so you got to get out of the bathroom soon. Whatever's going on, you got to, take it somewhere else because we're trying to close the place down. I got to clean this place. We're closed. Because they're not doing 24/7, because of COVID and whatever. So he tells his manager, okay, there's this guy in the bathroom. I'm waiting for him to leave so I can finish up cleaning the bathroom. And then that's just about it. Another, decent amount of time goes by, and at this point, the guy was unresponsive, right? Like, he didn't respond. He's like, okay, whatever. He heard me, I assume, because he's pretty quiet. Another decent amount of time goes by, and the manager's like, so have you finished cleaning the bathroom yet? And he's like, oh, well, yeah, let me go check and go back into the bathroom and check. Still in the bathroom. So at this point, they're like, okay, something's going on here. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. So they end up calling the police, right? Because they didn't want to kick down the door themselves, right? Because that's an invasion of privacy. They call the police. It's a dead body.
just like, it died there, or it was put there?
There's this old man in the bathroom. The last thing he ever did was he went to the bathroom to take a shit, and he never came back.
Pulled an Elvis on us. That reminds me, do you remember Clerks, the movie? With the old guy that died with a boner?
No.
No?
I don't remember that shit.
What?
Dude, it's been so long since I've seen Clerks.
The main character's, love interest has sex with the dead body thinking it's him.
What the fuck?
While he's on the toilet, because it's the lights, in the bathroom. He, died of a heart attack because he was jerking off. Or something. It's this whole thing.
Yeah, so, well, anyway.
Yeah, that happened.
As I was saying. Yeah, so the old man, he was, taking a shit. And I guess the shit hit, it was so intense that he just had a heart attack on the shitter. And so the last thing he ever did was take a shit in the Perkins restroom. And now he's dead. So, yeah. That's my Perkins story that didn't happen to me, but it's a story.
Jesus.
And also is probably why I'm never going to go to the Fargo Perkins.
That's fair.
I don't feel like going to a... Because, it killed him. The Perkins killed him. Right? He had to shit, and it was the Perkins that he had to shit, and then he killed him. So...
Oh, my God. I have a really quick, kind of fucked up story that I remembered while you were telling that
James,
story.
you have a Perkins story to tell that we've all heard plenty of times.
So
You don't remember it, but the rest of us remember it.
We definitely brought it up multiple times.
Oh, man.
My quick story. So, in, 2018...
Yeah.
Fucking... So, to set the scene... At the time, I think what made this, scarier for me was, my mental health was not the best at the time.
Yeah.
And, so, I'm in my room, and I hear something going on upstairs, and it's, usually there's, times where, my dad gets home, and I'm like, okay, that's probably just my dad, but it didn't make sense, because I think I already knew that my dad was home. And I go upstairs, and I'm, just seeing what it is. All the lights are shut off, except for, the main light into, our entryway into the garage. Yeah. And I just see a guy that's, not standing right. Not standing up straight, just kind of, hunched over on the side. looks really scary.
Yeah.
And I go up there and I'm like, am I actually seeing this? And I'm just like, hello? Like, I'm pretty scared because I'm pretty sure there's a dude in my house.
What?
And then
fuck?
he starts talking and he has a speech impediment. And then I freak out and I'm like, I start yelling for my dad. And he comes out and apparently, it's this regular at the bar. He has I don't remember what kind of what do you call it? I don't want to sound mean.
Yeah.
Whatever he has going on with him. Apparently he's like a regular at the bar, and he overheard someone say that there was going to be a party at Neil's, but that wasn't an actual thing, and our side door garage was open. So
What
we
the
walked into the house, and I was freaked out. It was scary.
What
as
the fuck? That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah,
too.
like I was terrified. But apparently it was just some dude that was like, "Oh, there's not a party here." So
Yeah, no, there's not a party here, you
like
fucking...
it was terrifying. I was what, 17?
Yeah.
Ugh, awful.
How could you not tell there's not a party here?
Like,
it's
all the lights
fucking
off.
dark.
Well, I mean, obviously he had like mental issues or something.
Yeah, I guess.
But like, Jesus, that was awful.
Man.
Anyway, what's your
That's
awful
fucking
Perkins story?
My worst Perkins story?
Yeah, let's
James,
get your
what
worst
is-
Perkins story.
Oh, jeez. Okay. My worst Perkins story. So, this... a little bit of backstory as to who this guy is. Is...
What?
Sorry, just one sec. It recorded so much it started a new file.
Oh.
Heard.
So it probably got to like an hour and something, and then it restarted at 11, or it got
I,
to 2 hours.
I sure hope it's... Yeah, it would be...
got
It
everything.
would be 2 hours. Yeah, I hope it got everything.
Hopefully.
Because this is gold.
Yeah, there's a lot of this.
The Perkins is definitely gold.
Yeah, I like the Perkins stuff. We might have to cut this into 2 episodes. How long it is.
Oh, no.
So, there was this guy. He kind of got me the job there, because the reason I started working at Perkins is because I was trying to get with this girl, and I would always
Nice.
sneak her out of her house at 3 in the morning, and we'd go to Perkins. So I became a regular at Perkins.
Nice.
And we always had this one server, this really cool dude. I say that, but oh boy. So eventually,
I think I know who you're talking
I
about.
wasn't working at the time. You probably do. I'm just not saying the name.
Yeah.
But at the time I wasn't working because we just graduated high school, and I was just like, yeah, I want to take a little bit of a break, and I had enough of my savings to like not worry about it for like a couple months.
Yeah.
And so I think I went like 3 months without working, and I was
Nice.
like, yeah, I should probably get a job again. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm pretty much nocturnal now. I don't have any like commitments. I'm not in school. I'm like, I'm just taking a break from shit. I'm like, I should go do like overnights at Perkins. So I talked to this guy, and he's like, fuck yeah, here's an application. Gets me hired the next day.
Wow.
Because I like go in during the day with somebody, and one of the managers is actually there, and he's just like, he just points at me, he's like, hire this guy right now, do it. So then they set up my interview for like the next week,
Wow.
and then I get the job, obviously. And then I eventually start doing overnights. And shortly after all this happens, this guy gets arrested. He was on probation the whole time. He gets arrested because he broke probation.
Wow.
And so he goes back to jail. And then months later, a long time later, he finally gets out of jail. And he's going to come back to Perkins. So this is the night before he's supposed to come back.
Do you know what he got arrested for?
Drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just I'm not sure which ones. I'm
Yeah.
just pretty sure just drugs.
Makes sense.
But I know harder than weed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But he was in most like conversation and stuff like that. He was an okay person. Just,
Yes.
crime. But so months later, this is the night that he's going to come back. He shows up absolutely shit-faced.
Oh my
At like
god.
2 a.m, which like I don't give a shit. I've worked with him while he was drunk before.
Nice.
And it was, cause yeah, he would drink on the job, but he could still serve, which was really weird. Like I didn't know he was drunk most of the night that I came in, and he was my server, and he was.
Well,
Like with him, it was hard to tell.
he's a functional drunk.
Yeah,
True
which
alcoholic.
is scary.
Yes.
But just at this point, he was not functional because he hadn't drank alcohol the entire time he was in prison.
Ridiculous.
He's been sober for months, and he got hammered at a bar, which was breaking his...
Yes.
Yeah, because he was still on probation. So yeah, that happened. And he comes in, he's really drunk, and this just kept being a red flag after red flag after red flag. There was a group of 4 guys who came in. They were kind of regulars. I saw them like once, maybe like twice every month or something. Enough for me to recognize, but not really know very well. Like, they weren't like weekly regulars. I had plenty of those, but these guys were like, I recognize them. I don't know them on a first name basis, but I see them plenty.
Yeah.
They come in. They're sitting down, and then this group of, it was this fat, drunk guy with a cowboy hat on, and the 2 women that he's bringing from the bar.
Nice.
One of them was his girlfriend, and the other one they met at the bar, so not gonna judge.
Okay.
Whatever. They're like, can we get a table? There's this big dude. That's what he talked like, too. And
Yes.
He was like, why are you in North Dakota? But anyways, he's like, can we get a table? And then I'm like, sure. And then he's like, wait, can we sit with you guys? And the 4 dudes are like the only ones there. And they're like, us? And they're like, yeah, let's meet. And then they just pull up a fucking table, like, to, like, their booth. You know, like, the Perkins I worked at, how they had, like, the 3 booths in, like, the middle of the restaurant? They were at the first one that you see when you walk in. And they just slid over a table to it. And they sat with them.
Wow.
That happened.
Okay.
And then more people from the bar that these people just came from, like a bigger group of people.
Yeah.
This one was a lot more, like, of a mixing pot of people. Like, there were some crackheads in there. There was a mixing pot. They come in, and the people that were there, the big cowboy dude recognizes them from the bar. He's like, hey, pull up a table. So it's a bunch of people who don't know each other that are all drunk and talking to each other.
Nice.
That's something that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it's a bar rush for you.
That's dangerous, especially when they're all shit-faced. That's dangerous. That's why bar fights happen.
Yes.
People don't know each other.
Now you get a
they're
Perkins
drunk
fight.
together. So, Jacob comes in. He was also at the bar, and they recognize him from the bar, but they weren't talking to him at the bar. So he comes in. He's talking to this one dude who's like, he's like Mexican or something. I'm only saying that because it's kind of relevant. So he's Hispanic of some sort, and Jacob is white.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's been in prison a couple times, so he thinks he's very...
He thinks he's a cool...
He's got some respect.
He's pretty fly for a white guy.
Stuff like that, yeah. That's kind of who Jacob is.
He's the shit.
You should
Actually.
bleep out his name. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but he's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a first name.
I know. But,
It's not like you're doxing him.
I don't even know who this person is.
I know. That's because you guys
I
didn't
know.
start coming in till a lot later.
I know who he is. Every time,
pretty sure, yeah.
every time you come in with girls, he always tries to charm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, so he comes in, he's talking to this guy, he's like, he's talking about prison and how, like, all this stuff about, like, respect and all that shit with prison. And he's like, he, like, looks at the Hispanic guy and he's like, you're black. Or something.
Yeah.
But, like, it was, like, as a question. He's like, you're black, right? And it was, like, For a drunk person, I feel like that's a pretty honest question. Granted, not a good one,
Yes.
but it's not meant to be offensive.
Yep.
Especially not offensive enough to start a fight. But, you know, things happen. So, this guy gets so offended by this question.
Yep.
Like, he gets so offended that they start yelling at each other. And I remember the 4 dudes, they were like college dudes, maybe a grade or 2 above us. And there's all these drunk middle-aged people
Jesus.
that are have pretty much trapped them in the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, these people start yelling. I remember seeing the sheer fear in their fucking eyes. When they're like, can we just pay and leave? I'm like,
Oh my
you
god.
guys are good. I'll take care of the meal. Get the fuck out of here. So they literally have to climb out of the booth because the fat cowboy's not moving. And he's yelling at people. They're all arguing.
Wow.
It's just horrific. So Jacob and the Hispanic guy stand up. Hispanic guy is super short, really skinny. Jacob is fresh out of prison built.
Wow.
Like, he was not skinny by it. Like, he
Yeah.
had some serious muscle tone going on. Like, it was a couple months. But, yeah. So, I knew damn well who would win that fight. I knew damn well I can't do much to stop Jacob. I said his name again. It's fine. I know. But they're like, you know, doing the whole swing first thing, sort of. It doesn't
Yeah.
last as long as like the super drawn out ones, but
Yep.
because Jacob gets in the guy's face. Jacob's taller than him. Jacob's bigger than him. He's wider than him.
Nice.
All this shit. Jacob's like, you ain't gonna do shit, bitch! And then he turns around. And right when he turns around,
Yep.
the dude fucking rails him with his fucking ring hand, busts open Jacob's eye immediately. I see Jacob turn around and look at the guy, and I bolt towards him, and I pretty much tackle him. I don't knock him to the ground,
Yeah.
but I basically get him in like a bear hug, and all I'm doing is my best to keep him from murdering this guy. Because I know if Jacob breaks away, this guy does not stand a chance.
Yes.
Like, unless he has a gun, which I feel like he would have pulled at that point, no. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my best. I'm yelling at Jacob. I'm like, Jacob, you just got back. You just got back. I'm yelling all this shit, trying to get him out the door. I was using every fiber of strength that I had, and I was
Wow.
losing so horribly because I can't go up against fresh out of prison fit. No. So I'm just lucky that I was taller than him, but like barely, and I could hold him back, but he was like dragging me, and then I'd have to like take a couple steps. I would pull him back, but he was, but thankfully, my cook at the time saved my fucking ass because he came out. This dude, he was short, but he was like stout and he was built,
Yeah.
and he wasn't like very fat, but he was just ripped in the arms, and then the rest of him just kind of looked normal. But
Nice.
yeah, but he was a construction worker, so like he's got muscle. He's pretty
Yes.
well maintained. He gets a hold of Jacob and just fucking shit whips him into the back of the kitchen because he knows him too, and he gets him back there, and he sits him down. All this stuff. I'm like, you guys need to leave. Get out. And noted, it's 3? No, it's 2 in the morning. I'm like, you guys need to leave. This is ridiculous. Everybody out. Your meals are fine. Get out. I don't care if you fought or not. Get out.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. I'm not supposed to be able to kick people out, but I did.
Yeah.
So
Seems pretty reasonable.
yeah, that
They're
happened.
drunk. What are they gonna know?
So that all happened. I had to Perkins promise a lot of meals. Oh. My manager asked me, and I'm like, you don't even want to know. Just trust me on it. It was worth it. Because I don't think I ever told my manager this story because I didn't want to get Jacob fired. It was good to have another overnighter. He gave me the reason I was so, like, happy about him coming back
Yeah.
was because this is when I was working 60-hour weeks for 2 months straight, and I finally had another overnighter who I knew I could rely on to be an actually good fucking server.
Yes.
So I was so happy to have him back, no matter, like, I didn't give a shit. I was like, I'm glad this guy's back. Give me a fucking break. I had 1 day off a week. That's all I had. 1 day off, and I think it was Monday, which is the slowest night during the overnight, because it's not Free Pie Monday anymore. Stops being Free Pie Monday at 9 p.m. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but, anyways, I realize I am covered in Jacob's blood.
Wow.
Because his eye was busted open and just profusely bleeding. So, everybody's out, and I'm like, it's all over my arms, it's all over my uniform, everything.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they were black, the uniforms were. Because it's just black pants, black shirt, black shoes.
Yes.
That's Perkins uniform. You get a name tag, maybe. I never did. I worked there for like a year. I never had a name tag.
That's true.
I just thought you didn't do name tags there.
You were supposed to. I never got one. Like, I had one for a bit that I, like, wore every now and then, but very rarely did I ever wear my name tag.
Lots of people don't. They still don't.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit.
I know. All of the morning people do.
Huh.
Yeah.
They probably
Like, the
actually
person
care.
who trained me, yeah, she did. I still love her. She's great. But anyways, so it's, like, still 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm covered in somebody's blood. I still have 3 hours left of my shift.
Wow.
So I can get all of it off of, like, me. However,
Yeah.
entire uniform. So that was fun. That was a fun night. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
The only other one that's bad, that's, like, almost ended in, like, a fight level bad, because that one did end in a fight. But I had another one where there was this fucking white dude who was, like, a year older than us, who I think I went to high school with him. I don't know. He knew who I was. I didn't know who he was. But he was super drunk, and I had these 2 big, buff, black guys on the opposite end of the restaurant from this. And this is like a 12 top of people. And there's this one dude who's way drunker than everybody else. And he's skinny as shit. I'm pretty sure I could have taken him in a fight. Just kind of didn't want to. I was also working. And I'm like, I'm going to lose my job if I fight this guy. All right.
Yes.
But, so anyways, he's just yelling the N-word over and over.
Wow.
Because his back is to where they are, and they came in after him. So, they're staring at him. I see them staring at him. I see him continuously yelling the N-word, even though his party of 12 is all yelling at him to stop. And I just see them staring at him. I'm like, dude, you need to get the fuck out. I'm not even warning you for you. I mean, for me, I'm warning you for you.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on right now. Get the fuck out.
As soon as you leave that restaurant, dude, you're fucked. Yeah. Like, if you leave at the same
It's
time as they do.
Like, just because, like, you're drunk, and I'm
What an
pretty sure
idiot.
they were too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if they weren't drunk, they'd probably just, like, fucking yell at the guy.
Yeah.
Because they were a great fucking table. They tipped me like $30. They were great. But, like, I could tell they were fucking, like, getting pissed. And
Yeah.
they were big fucking dudes. Like, I'm pretty sure they, like, just got done at, like, Planet Fitness, which was, like, just across the parking
Yes.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they were gym rat fucking huge. Like, they were...
Yes.
Yeah. And this dude was skinnier than I was, and just, like, a little bit taller. So it's just really easy to knock off balance. Just.
Yeah.
But, so I tell him he needs to leave, and he gets like an inch from my face. He's like, or what? What are you gonna do? And there's one guy who I went to middle school with, who was also at the table. Who came here with this guy, who's friends with this guy, came up, grabbed him, and he was like one of our best athletes. He was one of BHS's best athletes while he was there. Yeah. He fucking shit whips this dude. He's like, get the fuck out of here!
Wow.
And he just starts like ripping into this guy. And I'm like, man, this dude who I haven't seen from middle school just saved my ass from getting fired. I'm gonna go clock out. But, no, I don't think I would fight anybody at Perkins. It's not worth it. They're drunk.
No.
If I take a punch, I gotta sue somebody.
Exactly.
If I throw a punch, I lose my job. But no, it was just so weird. So he left, and then he walked back in, and I'm like, dude, you need to leave. You're like, let me do something. And I was like, what? He walks over, he puts $200 bills on the table, and then he leaves.
Okay.
And the guy who saved my ass was just like, just take whatever the bill was out of that, and then you can take the rest. I'm like, heard. They had 3 appetizers for the entire table. That's it. That's all they had.
Wow.
So it was maybe $15. So I got a $185 tip, and I got a guy thrown out of the restaurant for yelling the N-word.
Nice.
But that night was just stupid. Just dumb. It was so avoidable. And just, I had people park in the grass, like, on the side that's facing the highway.
Wow.
And so they got arrested in the parking lot because the cops saw that.
Yeah, the cops drive by that place a lot.
Well, yeah, because one of the only gas stations that's open up north that late. I think it is the only gas station that's open that late.
What, like Simonson's?
Yeah, that's Simonson's by the movie seat. Yeah. That gas station, which is right next to a motel.
Yes.
And
Motel
then,
6, no less.
Yeah. So it's that. So it's just a neighborhood that generally attracts people who are doing things that they can probably get arrested for. So they drive by, they see this person parked in the grass, very shittily, mind you. Like, really weird spot. So they see this, and I watch the cops pull up, I watch them pull into the parking lot, I watch them run the person's plates so that they can find, like, whose car it is, and they can, like, have a picture of their ID and stuff. And they pull up all their stuff.
Yes.
You can look at them and be like, do they have any outstanding warrants? No. They're about to get arrested anyways, though. So they come in, and it's this group of regulars that I had.
Wow.
Who that night had snuck in a 24-pack of Busch Light.
Wow.
Yeah. They snuck it in. I didn't see it.
How the hell?
I'm not even kidding. I didn't see it. They didn't have a backpack, nothing. I don't know how. I genuinely have no fucking idea. Because I watched all of them walk in. I don't know, maybe one of them ran out to the car while I was in the back or something. I don't know.
It could have been.
I genuinely have no idea how they got this in. I never saw the box until the cops came.
It's insane.
And, oh my god, they got, like, 2 of them got arrested on the spot, and then the rest of them were actually 21 and didn't drive. So the rest of them were all fine. Because they can't really do much about the box. I'm pretty sure they just blamed the box on the 2 guys.
Yeah.
And just, one of the weirdest stories. There was a guy who was a regular who, we shut down overnights this night. And him and his friends would always come in super drunk, and they always drove. And I know that they drove. And
Nice.
all of them, they didn't have a DD. All of them were always drunk. All of them.
It's
always.
insane.
Every time. So there's this dude who would always come in, but this is like a night that we shut down for cleaning or something. And I always think, I wonder if this wouldn't have happened if Perkins would have been open. This is like, I always think this, because the next day, I see a picture of him on the news, because he drunk drove, and he killed 2 people in Mandan.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
And I literally always think, I'm like, I wonder if he would have been at Perkins instead.
That's insane.
Like,
Oh my god.
oh.
Okay, so now that James is back, I need to mention the fucking Uncrustables.
No, you gotta come sit over here and talk about your Uncrustables.
Okay, first of all, I know you've always loved Uncrustables.
Yeah.
Because
Talking to them like.
I remember...
I didn't even buy these.
I remember that one time when we were filming a video, we sent you upstairs to go get like some video equipment or some shit. You're gone for like 45 minutes. We don't know where the fuck you went. All of a sudden you just come back with some Uncrustables. Not even what we asked you to get. You just take
Probably smoking up with Isaac.
You just take a big old bite out of it and start laughing and fucking like sit down. We're like, where the fuck were you? You just take a bite of it.
Definitely smoking up with Isaac.
But okay, I've found out something about Uncrustables that made me hate Uncrustables. I read the fucking packaging.
Oh, Jesus. You're never supposed to do that.
It's not the ingredients. It's not
all
the.
of the good foods.
It's not the nutrition facts. It's not the ingredients. Nothing like that. Fucking the hoops you have to go through to properly enjoy Uncrustables, according to the manufacturers, is fucking absurd. So, first of all, it says in like big all caps. It'll probably say on this. Maybe not. But it says in big all caps, it's like, do not keep in freezer. I mean, no, it says, do not keep in refrigerator. Only keep frozen. Do not microwave. You know? In order to enjoy Uncrustables, you have to keep them in your fucking freezer. You can't keep them in the fridge. You can't thaw them out in the fridge. You have to thaw them out in the open, not in the microwave. So that means you have to sit there. You have to wait for like an hour for your fucking Uncrustables. That is so... What the fuck is the point?
Kept mine in the fridge, and I've never had
Everybody keeps them in the fridge, but that's not what you're not supposed to do that. That's technically
Have you ever toasted one?
you can toast
They're
them.
awesome. Toasted fucking Uncrustables.
I don't know if you're supposed to toast them or not.
Well, I mean, it doesn't say, but I air fry them in my toaster.
That sounds
toast them in my
delicious.
air fryer, and they're awesome.
But everybody I know, here's what they do with them: they keep them in the fridge, and when they want to eat them, they microwave them to heat them up. That's how you're supposed to eat Uncrustables.
Dude, I like them cold though. Like,
According to you're a fucking monster.
what?
You know, maybe we should.
I eat
be
peanut
lazy
butter and
and,
jelly sandwiches cold. Why
When
would
you
I?
fucking have them cold, they're like hard and chewy and gross.
Well, he doesn't freeze them; he microwaves
Yeah,
them.
no,
Or he puts them in.
Yeah, I just keep them
Well,
in the
yeah, but
fridge.
even then, they're still like hard and chewy.
Not
and
really.
fucking- Well, every time I've gotten an Uncrustable out of the fridge, they've been fucking
It's a
chewy.
soft bread, man.
Like then every time, maybe it's because they were stale, but that's another thing. Like they go stale. If you keep them in the fridge, they go stale.
I've never had
They
a stale one.
like I
I'll go
would
for-
have Uncrustables
I
in my apartment, like as a regular thing, you know. If it weren't for all the hoops you have to fucking go through to enjoy the goddamn motherfuckers,
I
it's
agree.
ridiculous.
I agree.
rules are made to be broken, James. You know, maybe don't read the packaging and just keep them in the fridge like the rest of us.
But like,
And
if you don't
microwave
follow
them
the
like the rest of
packaging,
us.
then
Or
the
just air
food,
fry 'em.
it's food. It's like a food safety thing, you know. Like, I know it's like
Get
a
sick, bitch.
I know it's like a minuscule chance that you're gonna get sick off of keeping Uncrustables in the fridge, but it's just like, I ain't getting sick off no Uncrustables. All right.
It's hardly nutritious in the first place, so I honestly don't give a fuck.
This is fucking like, I know I'm just like going on one of my insane psychopathic rants here about fucking some random ass consumer product.
It's just like.
But
high
I
school.
just, it's why they're supposed to be convenient. That's the whole point. But then you make them the most inconvenient food in my goddamn pantry. Oh, you're supposed to let it thaw out naturally. What the fuck?
You know,
Why would I do that? Okay, why would I wait 2 hours for my fucking Uncrustables?
do you know how many foods you're not supposed to microwave? That it's such a common thing to microwave. Like cup of noodles. You know you're not supposed to fucking microwave
That's
those?
true. You're not supposed to microwave cup noodles, but like,
everybody does. Like,
but I mean, you could just get the ramen packages.
The fuck is the
and
point of a
fucking-
microwave then?
microwaving things.
Are they supposed to be?
They do
Not
make
me.
microwavable cup noodles nowadays, though.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, there's still the ones that you can't put in the microwave, but there's like, they have all sorts of different ones that you can microwave now. But yeah, that was one of the things too. Like I had a cup noodles once and it said do not microwave, and I'm like, I already fucking bought it.
Should we buy a cheap ass microwave from Walmart, stick shit in it, microwave it in the yard?
We could like
Till
put
it
a Pop-Tart in
explodes.
it for 5 minutes and see what happens.
What about just
I-
the wrapper?
I've never done that before. We can put my phone in it.
Put a lot of stuff in microwaves.
Okay.
Dude, I was at a hotel once and my cousin just kept turning the microwave on, but didn't put anything in there. He just kept running the microwave. And like, eventually my aunt got back, because it was supposed to be me, my cousin, and my aunt like, sleeping in the hotel room. She got back and she's like, the fuck is that smell? There was smoke. we didn't notice.
Smoke.
And we didn't notice until she got up there.
Jesus.
And then we had to air out the hotel. And yeah.
Your microwave's dysfunctional.
Well,
That's
he
the
just
problem.
no. He kept
It's cold.
running
I'm
it.
trying to keep the room warm.
He kept running it for 3 minutes,
I was using it as a
and
light.
every
Jesus.
time it went off, he would just start it again
You don't use your microwave as a night
for
light?
like over like half an hour. He just kept doing it.
I use my microwave as an alarm clock.
I'm really hungry again.
I wonder why.
Order if I'm going through a growth spurt.
Probably. Sounds like something JD needs to go through.
God damn it. Oh, we're back to my fucking height again, huh? We've come full circle.
Yeah, you wanna hear a joke?
What's your
Yeah.
height again? Hold up. What's your height again? Matt,
Will it
can you
go
pull
up
up
or
the height
down
of
in
Ben
an inch?
Shapiro?
My height is
I think he's
5'7".
5'9".
Yeah, I'm shorter than most people, so that's the thing.
If you're shorter than Ben Shapiro,
Shut the fuck up. If I'm shorter than Ben Shapiro, I'm gonna kill myself. 5'6". I'm fucking taller than him.
It says 5'7".
Fuck you. Well, I'm not shorter.
he's such a sellout.
I'm not shorter. I'm the same height, so I don't have to kill myself.
Yeah, it looks like it's 5'7".
Well, that one says 5'6" and a half. That one says 5'6" and 3/4.
Celebrity heights, but all these other ones say 5'7".
Well, yeah, it does say 5'6" and 3/4. So
Look
that's
up a
pretty
video
much
of
5'7". A video of him talking about his height.
Yeah.
But like, why would you say 3/4 though? Like, you're either 5'6" or 5'7". Just say one of them.
How come you claim to be 5'9" even though you're like 5'5"?
5'9".
How tall are you? You're 5'9"? I'm actually 5'9". Okay, come over here, let's see.
This is okay. Yeah, if anybody ever fucking comes after me for my height, I'm gonna do this exact shit. Yeah.
He just wanted to meet Ben. 5'9".
Chance.
See, no.
So he's pretty much as tall as me.
So
That
you-
whole thing was set up.
so you're gonna have to
That
call.
whole thing
He's
was
actually
set up.
5'5".
No, he's
guys.
actually 5'7".
It's the media trying to brainwash us again.
So you're gonna have to call him Papa.
Who?
Ben. He's taller than you.
No, he's the same height as me.
It's Uncle Ben, not Papa.
What do they call him in?
I'm 5'7" and he's 5'7", so we're the same height.
You guys want to like play soccer together? It'd look really funny.
Do you know what Ben Shapiro originally was?
A person?
Jewish.
He was a child prodigy. He was prodigy. Fuck you.
Tragedy.
Prodigy.
He was Darth Plagueis the Wise. He was a child prodigy. He was a violent. There's like the first appearance of him in public is he's on this talk show, and he's playing violin, and he's actually really good at violin. And so then he went to college for playing violin, for music, but then he switched his major to... Yes. That's Ben Shapiro.
That looks just like him.
Yeah.
I think this song.
So that's actually originally how he got famous.
Hold on. The song he's playing, I'm pretty sure, 9 out of 10, like 90% sure it's from
It's Schindler's,
Schindler's List.
Wow.
It's right there.
Imagine
being
being able to read.
Wow, I don't have my vision's probably the worst one here. No, I actually. That's a blur for me, dude. I cannot read
It
that.
says Schindler's List in the
that's
video
one
title.
thing it says.
I was like, I know this song. That's a good bit. Ben, you're fucking hilarious. I just gotta say, you got a dark sense of dark sense of humor.
Yeah, he changed his major to law, and he was going to become a lawyer, and then he just got into politics, and
Yeah.
he wrote a novel that was extremely contrived, had terrible writing. So, yeah. Child
Everybody's
prodigy,
gotta write a book,
Ben
though, to
Shapiro
make
is...
it. Free money, dude. If you don't, like, you're an idiot if you don't.
The fame went to his head, and he kind of just thought he was, I mean, he's pretty smart, but, like, politics is definitely not his strong suit. He's just fucking stupid.
Dude, yeah, I try to listen to him about that shit, and I'm like, your opinion on this is retarded.
There-
This is the real world, not fucking faked.
Yeah, he's so sheltered. Like it's very clear to
That's
tell.
the way to describe him. It's like he's data driven, but he's also very sheltered.
He's so like he has no real world experience in any of this shit.
No.
No, he's so sheltered. He started off being a child prodigy, which to be a child prodigy you have to have rich parents.
And you have to be sheltered.
And that's like the whole point. Like you're sheltered, you have rich parents.
Well, I mean, he could have turned out a lot worse, though.
Can't get a shot up to school.
Go there.
Where you're not going.
Yeah, he could have turned out worse. I mean, he's super rich, so there's that. That's
He
great.
could have just been some liberal snob.
He never would have become a liberal snob.
He's not liberal. I thought he was.
He could have done great things, I feel like, if he just hadn't gotten absorbed by the black hole that is politics.
He's a sellout at this point.
There are
Like,
so many like good people that are really talented, really good with shit. You know, like the Human Calculator is a good example of this.
Oh, that dude.
Like they're super smart, super intelligent. They have
The fuck are you supposed to do all day as a human calculator?
they're like super, you know, they have
What, are you gonna
inhuman
work for
talents,
NASA?
you know.
Write some algorithms?
But they just have the fucking worst political opinions that you can possibly think of. Doesn't matter how fucking smart you are. Like, it's just like luck of the draw. You have just fucking shit opinions. Complete terrible shit. Like, Human Calculator, he's a fucking genius, right? Obviously. He can do math.
Well, that's because that area of the brain is
But
bigger
it's just...
and
But it's just like when it comes to politics, there's nothing. There's no determiner for whether
probably
you
has
have
no
good
interest
opinions
in
or
it,
not.
so he doesn't look up anything about it.
He just fucking has horrible opinions.
Oh my god.
That's Jeff Bezos.
No, I'm pretty sure it's human calculator.
That's that.
Look up the first IBM computer. That's my favorite calculator.
the International Business Machine. That's definitely not.
19.
The first IBM computers were giant servers. but-
1939. They were not. They were actually the. Look up.
Yeah, no, the first IBM
Look up the
computers were
concentration
industrial
camp.
machines.
No, they were tattoo machines for the concentration camps. They literally logged the
death calculator.
their yeah.
Well, it was a
somewhere.
merger between like 3 different companies.
Yeah, it was, but like
One of
still.
them
there
was
it
like-
is. Yeah. IBM.
Hey, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, it
now
was-
you got to think though. Hitler had taken over all the businesses, so they didn't have a choice.
Yeah, it was 3 different companies that
But
merged.
still, their
though.
first like
there was
actual
one.
computer, if you want to call it that.
There was one. I mean, their
Nazi
first
tattoos.
actual computer was like an adding machine that they sold to accounting
Like
firms and shit.
counting cash.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you
Um,
just like move shit around and it, like adds numbers and you get a result. Kind of like it's kind of like those like those fucking calculators that they use in China that like you move around the like
cylinder-
you move
what are
around
those
the
yeah.
little
Dude,
wooden
people are so
things.
efficient with those.
That's called.
I had a
That's like
teacher
that's a
in-
required class in
my
China.
sixth
so.
grade teacher went to India for like 2 years, so he learned how to use one of those, and he was so fucking quick with it. He was quicker than you could use a calculator. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, but you can only use those things.
Yeah.
Ball calculator. That's definitely.
But
not.
they're mostly used on the markets for selling stuff and negotiating price. I mean, you can't if you
Yeah,
you should not.
but it's
use
essentially
one of
those, but like computerized.
What are they called?
So yeah.
Dr.
Anyway,
Pepper, please sponsor us. We love you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I loved being on the podcast. Cuban Year Equation. I got to take a massive shit.
Mark Cuban, hit me up.
Mark Cuban, man. Dallas Mavericks.
James1 would also like to ask for Bush Light to sponsor him because he loves them very much as well.
Yeah, love
Fucking
you.
hate Bush Light.
Love you, Bush Light. Also
Aight.
zigzags. Also, hold on, let me think.
Sponsor
Let me think. Sig Sauer. Colt.
Let's just keep naming brands. So anyway, you should probably end the podcast.
Uncrustables would be cool.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah, we kind of shit on them
We're
too
gonna
much.
shit talk Uncrustables every episode now.
Oh God.